Dad's in the room right now. Stop talking crap. Oh, hey, Dad. Hey.
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Good to see you guys. I've been a big fan. I listen to you guys quite often. And when you guys swear, I close my ears.
Well, we're gonna try to hold that down.
We'll keep it clean today. We appreciate you joining us.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's a pleasure. I couldn't wait to do this. I've been dying to do this.
Yeah.
See, Gordon, on the other hand, Gordon was funny because when we first asked Gordon to do it, Gordon tried to pretend he didn't want to do it. And then now he loves it. So, yeah, he's a natural.
Oh, I mean, there's backstory, but, I was like, it's a gambling business. I don't really gamble. I don't know if I'd be good at it, but then we go on the thing, and it's like, oh, man, I love this. I can't not podcast. Love
Exactly. You took a gamble and you paid off. You feel me? Paid off.
Yes, sir.
It's brilliant, guys. Again, I love the show. You guys have been fantastic. I love to hear about, especially when you talk about the Patriots. I can't wait to get your thoughts on the last game that they had a few days ago. It was a disaster.
Yeah.
I was texting Gordon, I think at 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, I need to go back to sleep. I can't watch this game.
You chose the right path.
That
Sleep
was
definitely better.
brutal. Oh, yeah. We'll get into that. And then Gordon said you're a big soccer guy.
Yes, actually, we've been living through a soccer bonanza. We call it football around here. You guys call it soccer around there, but we've been living through a soccer bonanza for the past 3 weeks. The African Cup of Nations that happens once every 2 years. This time around, it actually happened once 3 years after because it was due to take place in 2021, but it was because of COVID and because of some preparatory issues, it was pushed to 2022. So we've been having a blast for 3 weeks, watching the African giants, the giants of African soccer, go at each other. Unfortunately, some of the big names have actually been crashing out on the first round of the tournament. We're going to the 8th finals now from tomorrow. But the all-time favorite, or I would say, the reigning champions, Algeria, was kicked out last week. They had a terrible competition, I tell you. Lost to really small teams. Nobody was expecting that. The Black Stars of Ghana also are kicked out.
Really?
And I think you have like 50% of the teams that qualify for the eighth round of the tournament are actually underdogs. So I'm calling this the AFCON, the African Nations Cup competition of the underdog. You can imagine.
I tell you, it's the year of the underdog this year.
The year of
the underdog.
It's really the year of the underdogs. They're really taking it. I like that.
I like that too because I was gonna say I'm not like a soccer or a football expert, but I know that for African soccer, I know Ghana and Ivory Coast are usually the two big powerhouses, right?
Ones.
Yeah,
big ones,
right?
Especially Ghana.
Yeah, Ivory Coast is still in the competition. They have a really solid team. They're one of the favorites that are actually, I think they're highly rated to take the cup, to actually get to the finals and hopefully win the trophy on the 6th of February. Nigeria is also classified also up there, highly rated. Expected to get further into the competition. Cameroon, obviously. I must speak for Cameroon.
Come on.
Cameroon.
Let's go.
Yes, Gordon, yes. Cameroon also has a very good team. They're also one of the favorites. And Egypt, I must say, Egypt is one of the really, really good teams in the tournament, but they've been playing very, very poorly. They qualified for the 8th round, so hopefully they get over the hump and actually start playing better. We're going to the 8th round. Actually, the knockout. It's the beginning of the knockout series of the competition. So anybody who loses from here on just go home.
Yeah.
Join the rest of the thing.
Okay.
Hey, I have a question for you real quick. So, I don't know if you've ever had conversations with Egyptians. I'm sure you have. A plethora of conversations. But anytime I've ever talked to an Egyptian, they refuse to claim Africa. They're like, we're not African, we're Egyptian, we're this and that. Why do you let them in the African Cup? Why, if you don't want to be African, why should we let you in our cup? I mean, come on.
Well, listen, they are on the African continent. They prefer, even if you look at the organization that I work for, North Africa is actually tied more to the Middle East.
Yeah.
So you would have a lot of the Egyptians and the North African, they associate much more with the Middle East than with the Sub-Saharan Africa. But we welcome them anytime. No worries. We're gonna trash them in a few days.
Nah, say it the first time. You were right. We're gonna beat them. Not we're gonna try to beat them. We're gonna beat them. Yeah, that same energy. You gotta keep it.
I'll take it easy, Dom.
Oh man.
So it's okay. It's fine. I mean, people. The way I look at it, you can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. But so long as you are on the African continent, it's okay to participate in this bonanza, and we're definitely happy to have them.
Oh, that's
awesome. And where is it? So is this like the World Cup or the Euros? Is it hosted in like one central location?
Yes. I would term it in Europe you have the Euros that actually I think the European competition actually plays in multiple countries.
Oh, okay.
The World Cup actually plays in a particular country. I think we're going to Qatar next.
Yep.
The African Nations Cup is actually played in one country. Cameroon, this is the second time Cameroon is hosting this event. Okay. The first time we hosted the event was in 1972. And we were beaten by Cameroon. Lost the match. I think we won that game. We won the cup in 72 against the Nigerians. My friends in Nigeria are telling me they're going to come to Cameroon and play Cameroon and beat Cameroon for this final. So
you see, your friends have the same energy. You got to keep the same one for your side. Yeah, I like it.
I love it.
Yeah. So it is in Cameroon. As you all know, Cameroon is Africa in miniature. You get everything that you find on the African continent in Cameroon.
That's cool.
So it's been a blast. I must say that it's been a blast, and been taking the kids to the game. We're looking forward to the competition that the rest of the competition that as from tomorrow. As you can imagine, maybe you don't know this, but the entire country stops. When Cameroon is playing, the entire country stops for 90 minutes.
That's
and
awesome.
Everybody is either watching the game or sitting in the stadium participating in the game. So that's how it's like a religion around here.
That's interesting. Real quick, Justin, because I work at a school and we have a residential program, and there's a whole bunch of Nigerian people that work there as well. So I work on the weekends sometimes, pick up extra shift, and I look and I see that every single male staff, and there's some female staff, are watching like soccer games all throughout the day, just going crazy, just going nuts. And I'm just like, wow, this has been happening for a few weeks. So now it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This bonanza that's been going on for 3 weeks, because I've been there since late December all the way up until, last week working. And I'm like, okay, now it makes sense to me. That's cool. That's what's up.
It is. Honestly, I think what's really cool too about like soccer is like, I think obviously in America, it's no secret that like we don't give soccer as much attention as we should, but in other countries where soccer is bigger than any sport that like we have here. You know what I mean? Like that's what you're saying. Like that's what I love about it. Like when you say like the whole country like shuts down for like a soccer game, like does the whole country ever shut down for like a football game or a basketball game or anything like that? We don't, right? So like that to me is like, I love that when like, that's like the power of soccer is you have like entire nations that like are, come together for that stuff. Like I love that stuff. Even just like, when you look at like what happens in like the World Cup when you have, like different nations playing each other and, everyone just comes together. Like I love that stuff. Soccer is like the great uniter. It really is.
It's crazy that you just said that because I was reading this book last year actually about Nelson Mandela going to the South African team when he was like released and all that, and like that whole country came together, even though it was on some apartheid like path.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Some of the flags that they have down there were insensitive to the other South Africans, but him coming to the game, it it definitely unified the whole, country at that time and point. So it's very a beautiful thing to see, and it's cool to actually hear about it and talk more about it with you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even
thanks, guys. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I was thinking too, like a few years ago. I mean, even stuff when like Israel and like Palestine, like nations that like typically like they just don't get along in the real world, but they can put their differences aside and all come together in sport and like unite. Like I love that stuff. Like that to me is like really cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it is. It is a great unifier. I must admit. We have some small skirmishes around the country, but I can tell you, the day Cameroon is playing, this entire nation, everybody's glued, everybody's focused, it's beautiful. That's all I can tell you. It's just beautiful.
That's awesome. So like I always see, like you were saying, it's a huge unifier. It's how like people gather, like even people that don't even like soccer are watching. Like Ma was plays watching it as if she watches soccer year round. It's hilarious. And then what I'm saying, but like you said, it's a big unifier, but like what happens in the UK or what, every time like Liverpool plays Man U or Man City plays you, it's like they have to separate the people because they know it's going to be an all-out brawl.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, one, because they're hammered. Two, they're truly passionate about their teams. I swear you can't find that anywhere, you can't. In any other sport. You might be able to find some football teams where people care, like the Cowboys, but literally you're not going to find a passion for one's team or one's country like you do soccer.
That's crazy because like that's exactly where the word fan comes from. Fanatics, people who are empathetic and like really feel some stuff with their team, even though they're not a part of them or not associated with them at all. But you just have that love for them. You know what I'm saying? That you just want to see them do good and excel.
100%. And honestly, it's funny too with soccer because building off of that, I remember I went 2 years ago before the fall before COVID came. I went over to London and I saw a Liverpool game, and the thing that struck me is like so crazy about it was at Liverpool, but the away team, all of their fans sits in one section, right? The fans aren't scattered throughout the crowd like they are at like football games or basketball games. They're like, okay, no, if you're not a fan of this home team, you're going in a special section with security, and you're not mingling with the other people. You got your own section like that because those people will go nuts.
Yeah, I was about to say they treat it like a high school game. You know what I'm saying? Home team, away team. Like, dang, all right, that's how we rocking. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So at what age? I gotta ask real quick. What age did you like? All right, Gordon, he's too big to play soccer. I just have to ask already. What age were you like? All right, he's just too big to play soccer. That's not gonna happen.
Actually, I don't know if you've looked at the teams or you've had the chance to watch the teams.
I have not. I have not.
Okay, well. The guys, I would not say the U.S. football, the American football, as you need, again, a defensive line. Defensive guy has to be a big guy.
Right.
The offensive guys, especially the receivers, have to be nice and fit and trim to be able to run. That's how soccer guys are, right? You need to be able to run. And most of the way I look at the American football is most of the receivers are like goalkeepers in soccer because they can catch the ball very well, So no, I think again you need to be able to speed is the name of the game,
right?
And being able to get to the other guy's goalpost as fast as you possibly can. So if you're big, obviously you will not be able to play this game.
You big boy.
Oh my God! He also did mention. I know he's being nice, but I also was trash. So, okay, anyways,
actually, you tried soccer when you were a kid, by the way.
Yeah, I
did.
Hitting his head off the damn goalpost. Yeah.
It was so literally I got to be a striker one time. I got down the field and completely missed the goal. It went that way. I was defense where I'm pretty sure I bundled some kid. They're like, yeah, you can't do that. And then they put me in goal because they had nowhere else to put me. They're like, might as well put him somewhere. I think I caught like 2 balls. They're like, oh, we found something. The next game, missed all of them. It was like I was literally the white of the Jets. the quarterback White from the Jets coming in having one game. He's like, "Oh, is the next coming? Let's go!" Literally just sucked the rest of the season.
I'm good.
It was tough.
Good.
It was tough.
Oh,
after that year, I was done. No more soccer after that. I'm like, I'm too trash for this. I can't handle it.
Oh man,
that was hysterical.
I only had one soccer story. I tried soccer when I was like about 9 or 10. Right to goalie, straight away to goalie. There was no way I was running. Immediately got drilled in the face, and I quit. I quit right then and there. I was like, no, this is not for me. I don't have a helmet. I'm good. I'm okay. Thank you, though. So I tried it, though. I tried it, but it was just not for me. I love FIFA, though.
No, yeah, exactly. I love
FIFA
yeah.
though. I'll destroy some people on FIFA. Sal's gonna say, my boy Sal from UNA, he's gonna say no one's gonna beat him. He's absolutely right. That dude's a menace. But I'm second best. I'm gonna set that one up though. But I love FIFA, and I always love playing that game. I always love playing like the little trails that they have, like franchise mode. And all that.
I think FIFA's the best sports video game for sure. I like it better than Madden, 2K, all those.
It's probably one of the most sold, right? Worldwide.
Worldwide, definitely.
Definitely is. And
I think it's the most realistic too.
For sure.
Yeah.
The graphics, oof. Yeah. Everything about it. I just love FIFA.
It's a good one. Yeah. My soccer career was short-lived. I scored one goal and it was accidental, and it was dead ass accidental. I was just trying to dribble the ball, and I dribbled it way too hard and it went off my foot into the net. So it wasn't even a kick.
That's the best.
I wasn't even trying to kick it.
I'm just trying to get from A to B.
I was just trying to go from A to B. But speaking of
Justin, you can't go away from that story without telling us what your selling was. You definitely did it went in, did like a whole lap around the field, took your shirt off, was whipping it around. What was your selling?
To be completely honest, I didn't even selly because I was looking around waiting for it to get called off or something. I was like, I think I just scored, guys. What happened? Because I never scored. I was always in the net. I was always a goalie. I played soccer for 3 years, and all 3 years for every game I was a goalie. In this one game, they decided to put me at forward to switch it up, and
Do any of you follow the MLS?
A teeny bit.
Yeah. I was down in Atlanta when they first won theirs in, I believe, 2018, and that was a big deal to the city of Atlanta in itself, because that's a big thing. Because one, like you were saying before, Major League Soccer is not big here. You know what I'm saying? Now, Atlanta is a very diverse spot. I don't know if you've ever been, but it was just crazy to see that Spanish people, white, Asian, black people are all at the soccer game. And this was before they even won it. It was just a new thing in town, and everybody just wanted to go. Then they actually started winning. They won this ship. And then it's like a big thing. It's a big deal all the time in Atlanta now. So that's as much as I follow it. I follow the Atlanta team. That's about it. I don't follow the Revolution.
I know the Revolution just had the biggest letdown ever, right?
Yeah,
I think the New England Revolution this year, they broke a record for being having the most points or being the best MLS team in history, and then they lost the first round and got bounced. Yeah, one and done, out of there.
So. You gotta love those stories.
They are actually a number of MLS players in the AFCON. Cameroon has one of the defenders actually plays for Seattle, and I think a number of the other. Yeah, a number of the other countries have a good number of players that are playing in MLS. But if you look at the competition so far, I would say about 50% of the players that are actually participating in the AFCON actually play their professional careers in either the English Premier League, either the Bundesliga, or the French or Italian or Spanish Premier League. So at least and that's one of the reasons why I don't know if you followed this, but before the AFCON, a lot of these teams were actually complaining about the timing that the event is actually taking place, because this is the middle of the season out there. They didn't want to lose their players, but obviously their allegiance first of all is to the national team. Before, obviously that's where they make their money, but whenever, according to FIFA, whenever the national teams are playing, they must be released to attend. So again, the level of playing is really high. There's really good standards, but again, like I said, really highly competitive.
So as a soccer fan, do you think that the MLS has been gaining traction, like not only in the United States but around the world? Do you think it's getting better competition? Do you think it's growing?
I think if I go back to when I was living in Boston, right, and I would say early 2000s, I'd say late 1999 when the Major League Soccer just started and all that,
Right.
and you compare where it is today. Yes, it has actually gained traction. Is it as popular as a typical U.S. sport, basketball, baseball, volleyball?
Right.
Football? No, definitely not. But I think what has happened over the years, as a lot of parents get their kids, especially the girls, into soccer, as a lot of younger boys get into soccer, I think over time, maybe in the next 5, 6, 7 years, you would see a little bit more. But I also feel that because of the Europe, especially the English Premier League, because of the strength of the English Premier League, a lot of these players actually use the US ground as a training ground. And then when they get really good and really strong, they transfer to Europe and play in Europe for a bit. And then you see some retired players in Europe who just want to come to the US and make some money at the end of their careers. So I think it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time.
Because that's what Zlatan did, right?
Zlatan did that.
Zlatan did that. That was my guy.
David Beckham did it.
Yeah, I remember Beckham, but I wasn't into Beckham
who was
like that. I like
David Villa did it.
Zatan's
A
my
lot of
guy.
people did
That's
it.
literally my favorite striker. And he is just next level. And honestly, the level of ego on this guy, you can't not be impressed.
He has some of the best quotes ever.
He backs
He's
it
hysterical.
up. He backs everything he says or does up.
Yeah.
Name another guy that can do a bicycle kick at midfield, bro, and then make that
at like
6'6".
Like
I know.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh man, with the man bun. Oh yeah, that dude's on another level. He's like a creative character.
He's the best. He has one of the best quotes ever. They asked him what he got his wife for Christmas. He said nothing. She already has me.
Like, you won. Yeah, I was about to say you won.
He goes,
You won, man.
My favorite Zlatan is when he literally finished his time. What was it, the Galaxy, right? When he finished his time there, and he literally takes a picture, doesn't do like a whole thing or anything, just takes a picture, says "You're welcome," and leaves.
That's it. Yeah, you already know you're gonna say thank you. What else are you gonna say to him?
You're welcome.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
next level. That's next level. You can't you have to have a certain level of greatness, talent, and like high caliber to be able to say something like that, be able to back it up, and then have no rebuttal against you. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody that was like mediocre or even like a step below what Zlatan is coming in saying things like that, they'd be like, who is this guy? Like, who does he think he is? But Zlatan Ibrahimovic, next level.
Because he's doing it. I like that.
Can't do nothing. He's going to come out and kick it from half field and still make it. The guy's a nut.
That was so crazy when I saw that for the first time. But
it's like Tom Brady, the 2-minute drill, right? You know he's going to score. Right? You know he's going to score.
Yeah. It's like you can't even worry about it.
Exactly. And we're getting to the point too, I think, where it's like some of the generational players are starting to get to the end of their career, right? Like you said, like Ibrahimovic he's kind of done now. You got Ronaldo at the end, Messi at the end. Mm-hmm. You know, some of the greats of the game kind of winding down. It's going to be, I'm going to be curious to see the next generation of players coming up. I know we have one good guy over in the U.S., Christian Pulisic. He's probably our most promising player in the United States right now, and
Who's he play for?
He plays, I believe, over in Europe for Dortmund, right? Or Germany. I think he plays for Dortmund over in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, I'm not sure which team is, but I know he's in Germany.
Yeah, he's kind of climbing the ranks. But I'm curious to see what other young players climb the ranks. I know Mbappe over in France. He's supposed to be one of the best in the world now. But I think it's going to be very interesting as some of like these big names hit the end of their career who kind of ascends the ranks.
Yeah, really though.
But it's like everything else, right? It's like the older guys. I remember back in the days, you had people like Pele, and then obviously you get to the Maradonas, and then the Maradonas actually left the stage, and then you get a lot of the folks in the, again, there were a lot of good English players, by the way, when we're coming up, right? And then you have the younger guys now, people like Mbappe. Are actually taking over now. Mbappe and a few other names are actually coming through. But hey, that's the cycle of life, right? Again, you move on and you get new guys to come in, and the good thing about it is that the standard of playing actually just keeps getting elevated every single time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I know before we started, you had mentioned that you wanted to talk a little bit about some American football because you wanted to get into the beatdown that the Patriots took last week. So we gotta ask you, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, it was miserable. I tell you, it was miserable. By the way, I had to wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning to watch that game. I wake up for every Patriots game. I mean, I watch every single Patriots game. Unfortunately, when it's at 8 o'clock in the evening time or 6 o'clock, I have to wake up like at 2 a.m. because I'm 6 hours ahead of you to watch it. And I could not go back to sleep. I just could not go back to sleep because I knew even if I went back to sleep, I was going to be on my phone checking the scores every 2 minutes. But it was a terrible game. I went back a few games ago when I think we were like 10-3. We had lost the first 3 games or first 4 games, came back and won 6, and everybody was putting ESPN and all those guys were putting, okay, it's going to be Mac Jones and Tom Brady. I'm like, then we get to this and we got trashed. Horrible game.
Hey,
I feel like trashed is an understatement.
I was about to say
what happened. I think we got obliterated. I think we got, taken behind the bar. Like, there's a lot of things happened to us that night, and none of it were good. None of it was good.
Absolutely none of it. But
what happened, guys? Maybe from you guys are closer to this. What happened to the guys? Just collapsed. Was it? I know the weather was very bad. Was it the weather? Was it? Was it? I don't know what happened.
I'm not gonna say the weather. It wasn't the weather. We beat them in a blizzard. You know what I'm saying? But you got it.
Honestly, I think there's no excuses. We just went up against a better football team. Yeah. They're just a better football team than us.
Straight up.
And I think we're still figuring out how to be a mature football team that can win tough games. You know what I mean? Like if you looked at the Patriots all season, you said you watched all those games, like we beat the teams that we should have beat, and we lost the tough games to the good teams. You know what I mean? So I think we showed promise that we have a good young team that can, go out there and win games, but we're not at that level yet where we're going to go out and beat the best of the best.
When I saw that we didn't perform well against the Colts or didn't score until late in the third, early in the fourth, that's how I knew that we weren't going to go far if we were going to make the playoffs.
Right.
And that was indicative of what happened this past weekend. Just straight obliteration from start to finish. It was in one time where any of us felt comfortable.
100%.
You know what I mean? And you can't blame that on Mac. You could definitely blame it on management. Can't even blame it on the coaching staff because, once again, you got to go look at management. You got to give this guy some more high-key targets. Not let's just save some money. Let's keep some money for later on. This guy is the future, and the future is now. And we've seen that this year. You know what I'm saying? But we have to elevate his game, and the only way to elevate his game is to get the proper players around him. He has the coaching staff. He has the smarts. We all know that. He has the capability. He has the actual talent. But if you don't have other people around him to elevate him, then nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
100%.
Dude, I think we had a lot of good pickups in last offseason, right? We had a lot of good pickups. We had some misses, like Aguilar, huge miss. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, defense was one of the best things we could have done. Unfortunately, our defense stayed in Foxborough last weekend, didn't show up. But going forward, I feel like our main focus should be looking more towards our offense a bit. Because look what we do. Yes. Look at what we do, right? From a running back standpoint, we always have good running backs. We last 2 years with us, 3 years till their contract's done. They ask for more money, then Belichick tells them to step. You know what I'm saying?
But do you know why?
I think we need to start working on some guys.
But do you know why? Because we run them into the ground because we don't put money into the receivers or the tight ends. There's a lot of excuse me, I almost cuss right there. There's a lot.
Go ahead, swear.
There's a lot of freaking good players that the Pats could have still had. You know what I'm saying? But they had to run them into the ground because they didn't want to spend that dime to go get some top tier wide receivers or just another tight end that's going to be prolific. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if you have at least one or two, either at the receivers or at the tight end positions, you can spread out your game plan. But if every single team knows that you're going to run, they're going to go after that dude and they're going to try to make him quit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of them did. And that's why we're in the predicament we are in now. You know what I'm saying? All this could have been managed. All this could have been helped, but nothing was like put in foreplace to prevent all this.
Nothing. I don't think it's any secret. If you go and look at all the teams that are left in the NFL playoffs right now, they all have a major offensive weapon at the receiver position, right?
Every single one of them.
You just go team by team. You got Tyreek Hill in Kansas City. You got A.J. Brown. You got Jamar Chase. You got Deebo Samuel. You got Cooper Kupp. You got Mike Evans.
And then you can still double back around. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Then you can still double back around.
The list goes on and on. So I think the pattern is that where this game has become such an offensive game, such a high-scoring game where they protect the quarterbacks, the receivers, the offense so much, you need to give this man weapons. Kendrick Bourne and Aguilar aren't going to cut it. I'd be happy if Kendrick Bourne is like my third receiver. To me, that'd be great if Kendrick Bourne was my third receiver.
You're probably one of the best third receivers in that case on this team. Exactly. If we had at least one or two actual good like receivers up there.
Right. 100%.
That man was doing way more than what was asked of him or should have been asked for him. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
He's not on that type of level yet. Right. He's great at running routes, has good hands, but he's not the big dog that, I need to get this first right now. Let me go to Kendrick Bourne. No.
Really. I'd even be okay with him as like my second option, but you still need that go-to guy, that Devontae Adams, that Deebo Samuel, you need that. You really do. And we don't have that. Not even close.
Bob, you got to fork up that money, man.
He does.
But where are we gonna get that from? Are we drafting that guy? Are we picking him off in the off season? Like, where are we finding these dudes? Because
that's a good
you know
question.
What I'm saying? Like a lot of these guys for the Patriots that we drafted, we thought they were gonna be that guy, and they just weren't that guy. Freaking Myers, what's his face?
N'Keal Harry.
N'Keal Harry. Like literally thought he was gonna be the next coming, be our guy. Couldn't have been a bigger bust. You know what I'm saying? So, over here talking about he wants to leave the Patriots. Boy, you can't go anywhere else. What are you talking about? You want to leave the Patriots?
Change your number to number one and catch nothing.
Catch nothing. Anyway. You should be zero because you are zero. That's what you are.
I would have been acceptable with that number. You know what I'm saying? At least Westbrook embraces that number when it comes to the NBA. But I don't know. Anyway, I think to get back to your question, that they have to go out and get this guy in free agency, or they're gonna have to go trade for this guy. I'm saying this guy because we don't know who this John Doe is, but we have to do it in that aspect because let's go back and look at history. If history anything teaches itself is gonna repeat itself, let's not draft because all the other drafts have not worked out. We got to go out there and fork up that money.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And actually secure someone.
We've drafted so poorly.
Terrible.
I'm pretty sure half the names we just mentioned as
weapons, bro.
Half the names we just mentioned as being the top guys on the other teams are dudes that we passed up on in the draft. Deebo Samuel, A.J. Brown. The list goes on and on of dudes who we passed up on that are now lighting it up with other teams. So we've shot ourselves in the foot. We could have a much more talented roster, not even through paying and signing guys, but if we just drafted correctly, which we have not been doing.
I think the only one.
Wait, so do you think
Gronk is the only good one that we drafted as an offensive weapon? I think
Gronk is our best offensive draft weapon. Yeah, for sure.
I'm pretty sure Tom Brady was our best offensive draft, but that's fine.
All right.
No, we know that. We're saying weapons for the quarterback. I think it was Gronkowski that was the only one that ever really worked out.
Definitely Gronkowski.
Has to be.
No, I'm with you 100%.
No one else even comes close. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But we got more games today. I ain't trying to talk about the Patriots no more.
We do, yeah. You guys want to talk a little bit of Titans Bengals?
I'm with it.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. Bring it up.
Well, you got something to say? Go ahead. What do you got? What
do you got to say?
No, I was gonna say I feel like you got something to say before we transition.
No, I mean, there's a lot of good games that are going to be playing, but honestly, I don't know who's going to end up winning at the end. You know what I'm saying? I really don't have like a full winner because a lot of people are showing up now that have been frauds, like, kind of here and there, a little bit of everywhere. Like, what happens? Like, the Packers are still in it. They're like consistent, but like, I can see Aaron Rodgers doing some sneaky stuff because he hates the organization and just being like, hey, I'm just not going to have my best game tonight so that we can get them real close and then you guys get screwed. Or we have the Buccaneers, right? What is it? One of their best offensive linemen got hurt. They have no AB. They only have Mike Evans. Tom Brady's going to have to, finagle some young guys in from a receiver standpoint.
He's hurt as well.
Grox,
Mike Evans Mike Evans is a little hurt as well. Not even like
Mike Evans is hurt. So literally
kind of hurt, yeah.
So like we were talking about that one receiver threat. Their one receiver threat's injured. So basically they have Gronk and OJ Howard.
Right.
Their offensive line's kind of weak. Defense is here and there. But honestly, I don't think they have enough assets to win it all, completely honest. You see the Rams, right? You know those have been my guys all season. I've been like, Cooper Kupp, Stafford, those guys ball out. Yeah. What happens? Matt Stafford has literally one of his best games of the season last week, and I couldn't have been more impressed. So it's like, is this a new Matt Stafford? Is this playoff Matty? Is he ready to go? Is he going to show out? Who knows? Anything is possible, but like I really have no clear picture on who's going to make it to the Super Bowl this year.
I agree. I think I think is honestly, now that the Patriots are out, I just want good football. You know what I mean? Last week was all bad games. They were all blowouts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that was so gross. Like, so gross. Points. Disgusting.
Yeah.
They went down. They went down like 28-0.
Weren't they Weren't they playing in the dome?
Yeah. Didn't make any
Cardinals
sense.
are frauds. I've been saying that since the beginning. They're a bunch of frauds. I'm done with those guys.
I know a few homies that put a lot of money on them to win the whole thing. And that's why I was like, really? You going to take this 5'11" baby Yoda, bro? Oh, go ahead. You got it. You got it, man. Yoda. I ain't doing that.
So what I'm hearing is that Brady is highly unlikely to go back to the Super Bowl this year. And Aaron Rodgers seems to be the guy who is on top at the moment, but may do some sneaky stuff. I don't believe that he's going to do anything to jeopardize his possibilities of winning the Super Bowl if he gets there. Cincinnati is playing really. They played very good football. I watched their game last week.
Yeah.
Again, I think a lot of things are up in the air. But again, I think I'm actually Aaron Rodgers and the Milwaukee and the Aaron Rodgers and I think would be, for me, it seems to be like the guy who may end up winning it all.
I kind of agree with you, to be honest.
Really?
I do. I think
Rodgers?
I think it's gonna be a Packers-Bills Super Bowl. That's my that was my prediction to start.
Bills?
Yeah, that was my prediction to start.
Bills?
Yeah. Packers and Bills.
Oh my God! What are you doing? Bro, what kind of take is that, Justin?
Look, I'm at the side with Justin, but not on the Packers, but on the Bills going to the Super Bowl. I really think it's going to be Cincy.
Cincy.
Yeah, I like your pick on that. I like your pick on it, but I really think it's going to be Cincy.
All right,
and I think it's going to be the Packers.
Ooh, which would be a great
Joey
rematch because they had a great game. You remember it was like week 5 or 6. The Packers and the Bengals had a great game in Cincinnati.
I really believe that.
Yeah.
I like your pick with the Bills. I think it's going to come close, but I feel like they're going to lose come the big game to get to the Super Bowl. I really think that's going to happen. But yeah, man, Cincy has been lining it up. Cigar Joe's on another level. They're clicking on all cylinders, and I feel like today, with the Titans getting Henry back, even though he's been on a little hiatus for what was it, like 6, 7, 8?
It's been
weeks?
like 5, 6 weeks.
Yeah, I was about to say
he's been out since like week 10, I think. Honestly, something crazy.
Damn, really?
Yeah,
damn,
so
that's a long time.
That's 8 weeks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So that's 8 weeks right there. On top of that, and I really don't think he's gonna have his legs up under him all the way because that defense is flying around right now for Cincy. Their offense is clicking on all cylinders. San Fran, they had a good little thing last week. It was cool. It was all right. But, yeah, I think Aaron is going to do what Aaron does, and he's going to get them there because he has Vontae right behind him. And they also have that big-ass dude from Boston College running that rock, too. That man, Dylan, is another level.
AJ Dillon is a freak.
That's a good 1-2 punch they got back there. So that's another reason why I see them really making it. Now we're going to go talk about tomorrow's games. Rams, Bucks. We'll start with that one first because that's the first on the slate.
I got the Rams. I like the Rams. What do you guys think?
I still got the Rams. I don't think it's kind of crazy. I'm about to say this. I still don't think they're going to cover that 3-point spread. I don't think there's any way that they're going to cover that 3-point spread because of what we were talking about before. LA has a lot of weapons.
LA has so many weapons.
From the backfield to their offensive line to their tight ends, the receiving core, and even their defense is prone to score whenever they want to, if they really want to. So I really think that's going to be a good one, but it's Tom Brady, like we were talking about at the end of the day. The GOAT, the God up here. So I'm giving them that one. Bills, Chiefs. Bills, Chiefs now. I have the Bills taking it to them. I really have the Bills taking it to them.
Explain your thought process on that. This is a hot Chiefs team right now, right? They started off so bad, but they've been on the incline. I need an explanation on why you believe the Chiefs are going to get ran over by the Bills.
They're going to themselves get ran over by this 6'5", 240-pound dude from Wyoming who plays quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly why. You know what I'm saying? But he's mobile. The new Big Ben, but he's mobile. They're only favored. The Chiefs are only favored to win this game by 2 points. That doesn't make any sense. This team started off a little slow, but now they're hot. They're hot. They're hot, like everybody's saying, but you're still only going to give them 2 points. After that decimation that I saw up in Buffalo, beating Bill and his staff, they're definitely going to look at cheesesteak, Andy Reid's staff and be like, all right, we can dissect this all we want. Because I promise you they're not going to have that chocolate cake at the end of the day. That goddamn chocolate cake he's always talking about. He's not going to have it again. You know what I'm saying?
Leave Andy Reid and his cheesesteaks alone, man. But he gets that whiz wit from Philly and he's living good, all right? Let that man eat, all right?
He need that KC barbecue. But anyway, that's exactly why I'm saying I believe in what you're saying, how it's going to be the Bills in there.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get close, but they're not going to get to the promised land.
So you think it's going to be a Bills-Bengals AFC championship?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm leaning towards. And if that's going to go down, I'm going to take the team with the most firepower.
I like that. I don't hate that at all. Honestly, that's kind of a bold call because those are the two underdogs, right?
Exactly. It's the year of the underdog.
Yeah, year of the underdogs.
You know? Yeah. Year of the underdog. I really firmly believe that. And as you can see, I'm picking all underdogs except for Tampa Bay. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, you're picking Tampa Bay
I told you,
the Rams.
I told you. I said the Rams have a lot of offensive firepower and a lot of defensive firepower. But at the end of the day, it's still Tom Brady you're going to have to go against. They're going to find a way.
Okay, so
you know
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. You can never count out Tom.
No
matter what, you cannot count him out. I will never disrespect Tom Brady's name by saying that he has no chance of winning. I do believe that the Rams are clicking offensively and defensively. They figured it out after that loss they had a few weeks ago.
Right.
And I feel like they're going to be on trajectory. The Bucks, they're hurt, right? They have dudes getting hurt left and right. And what'd you say, right? The guys that are still in it have that best receiver. Mike Evans, I'm sorry, but he's not T.O. He can't play with a bad ankle. You know what I'm saying? So if he plays, he's going to ball out a little bit, but I do not expect them to win this game. I think the Rams are going to pull out the victory. I think it's going to be close. I really do. I really think it's going to be a really close game. But at the end of the day, Matt Stafford is going to lead them to victory. Aaron Donald is going to freaking choke slam the Ndamukong Suh. Not Ndamukong Suh. He's going to choke slam. What's that center's name? The one that got hurt last time is still playing.
Wirfs?
Or Alex
Ramson, what's his name?
Or Alex Kappa.
Huh?
Alex Kappa?
Probably. Whatever. Aaron Donald's going to be choke slamming some dudes, going left and right. And Jalen Ramsey's probably going to take one to the house, you know? So nice little pick six. So Rams, I feel like they're going to pull that one through. Barely, but they're going to do it.
Watch out for Scotty Miller, bro. Watch out for Scotty Miller. He's going to be the unsung hero. I have a feeling he's going to be the unsung hero tomorrow.
He's going to have to be because it's going to be a Mike Evans, Jalen Ramsey matchup.
Yeah, he's definitely going to sneak in and get him one. I really
might play him man the entire time just because they're not worried about other options. They might play man.
That's what I'm saying. If they're playing man, have your fun with Gronk and then OJ Howard at one side or the other. Go ahead and get your corner and put him on there, or go get your middle linebacker or your outside linebacker and try to keep up with this guy. All right, cool. Y'all double team. I'm going up top. Oh, y'all double teaming up top. I'm going across the middle. It's Tom Brady, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He's gonna find something and somehow he's gonna pull this through.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Guy, what's your thoughts? Yep. What's your thoughts on the games? Who do you think's pulling it through? Who do you think's gonna step up and step out?
Hey, listen. I don't see how Tom Brady loses a game, but I think that the Rams are better placed. The Bills, I just don't like them because of what they did to us last week. I don't care about the analytics. I don't like them.
Understandable. I like it.
I don't care about the analytics. I don't like them. The quarterback is pretty decent, no doubt about it. But I don't like him. So I'm rooting for Mahomes to revenge for me next week. And I think those are the two games that I'm going to be able to watch. I think tomorrow and over this weekend. The rest, I'm not very, very sure. I know Cincy is playing, and I know I don't know who else is playing. But those are the two games because
Green Bay plays tonight.
Yeah, obviously Green Bay. Yeah. Obviously Green Bay. I personally think Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are going to go far. Again, fingers crossed. Cincinnati has been doing well all season, as a matter of fact, right? Most of the season, I should say. So again, I think you guys follow this better than I do. I think there's a lot of mixes and matches through that and possibility between now and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we have a lot of time. We have a lot of time.
There's definitely a lot of time, but if I feel like there's one thing we can all agree on, it's an NFC season. NFC is going to win it all.
I agree.
At the end of the day.
For sure.
Without even a thought.
Yeah, for sure.
So
they're just more experience on that side. You know what I'm saying? Like from the players to the coaches to the actual organization leaders and owners. Like they're definitely more experienced in that aspect. But yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. Do you guys think Belichick brings in somebody on the coaching staff? I know his son coached his team and all that. Do you think do you think he brings in anybody else to support the defensive?
He's gonna have to. Gerard Mayo is gonna take a head coaching job somewhere else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, isn't he getting a look for the Dolphins? They're gonna have to bring in somebody. It all depends on who they bring.
I don't know if it's the Dolphins, but he's getting a look,
a big time look, like an actual
heavy look.
And that's a great question because I know everyone around here is questioning Steve Belichick and whether he's the guy to lead our defense. I personally agree with you. I don't think he is. I think we should be bringing somebody else in.
I think this is just me spitballing real quick. I think Brian Flores needs to come back. Brian Flores needs to come back, build up his stock again. Another opening is going to happen.
You don't think he's going to get a head coaching job?
I know he will. I know for a fact he will. The fact that they did him so dirty.
He's got to land somewhere else.
They're going to look back at it and be like, damn, we really effed the bag on this one.
So bad.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a great guy. He actually knows what he's talking about. And he's from the Belichick coaching tree. What were we thinking? They were on a losing streak to start this season. Were they not?
Yeah.
Didn't they win like 9 or 8 in a row?
Oh, yeah.
Why would you get rid of that guy?
You shouldn't.
Who's really smart, who players love, and he knows what he's talking about, and also a part of Belichick's tree. Make that make sense. And I hope the Miami Dolphins for days reap this fucking shit because they should have never let this man go. Ever.
Never.
It doesn't
make
any
sense. You know what I heard? I had heard something that like him and the GM had just a lot of different mindsets. Like they weren't meshing. And because of that, they were like trying to get him out of there. Any Dolphin fan will tell you this is the worst thing they could have done, and they were heading in the right direction. But I believe it's the relationship between the GM and Flores. And because of that, in And because of that whole situation, it just got worse. So think about it, right? People, all of a sudden, the GM started saying this, that, and the other thing to try to like shame him a little bit. They were saying, oh, that they shouldn't have drafted, that he didn't want to draft Tua, that he didn't want to do this, that, and the other thing. I really believe they were just trying to make him look like the bad side so that, the actual administration, like the GM and those guys over there are the ones in the right and Flores is in the wrong, when we completely know it's the truth. Like it's not a fact at all.
No, I agree. I've heard too that the GM and Flores didn't like each other. But if you're one of the teams that just fired your head coach and you see Brian Flores is available, you got to be licking your chops to get him an interview, because I think, in my opinion, he's the best available coach on the market right now.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
He didn't. I mean, his record in Miami was not really. I mean, what was he? It was. I think it was not even at 50%, was he?
So I think pretty much most of his losses came when Tua was injured and not playing. Like when
Fitzmagic had to take over.
Yeah, no. Well, even when Fitzmagic. No, I'm sorry. It was the exact opposite. So last year they did really well with Fitzmagic. Tua took over, and they dropped games at the end of the year. Yeah. Then Tua started the year off. They were like 1-1. Tua got hurt, and when he was hurt, they dropped like 5-6 games in a row, something like that. And then Tua got healthy, and they won 8 of 9 games.
So still make sense.
Right.
Even if a person knows nothing about the sport, it's like, wow, that guy was doing bad when his player was out. Then he started doing good when his player came back.
Yeah.
Why would we fire him? Especially if we did nothing but win. And especially if every year, right, they beat the Patriots. That's a big deal in South Florida.
Big deal.
That's a big deal in South Florida. And they've been doing that, for like 3 years in a row now. At the end of the season, they just beat us.
Yep.
That's a big thing going into the playoffs. That's a momentum shifter right there. And that was indicative of what happened. Come the Bills.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
It all leads and all corresponds to each other.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't understand. Even if you have beef with this guy, cool. Keep that behind the scenes. Wasn't there beef? You guys watched that documentary, the Bulls documentary, right? Wasn't there beef with the owner and then everyone from like the fans to like the staff to the players? But they all kept it quiet because they kept winning the championship. Not saying they're going to win the championship, but at least acquire more people to make your team better.
Winning fixes all. Yeah.
You feel me?
Exactly.
And then you're going to... All right.
No.
Hey, Steve, tell me how you really feel, bro. Tell me how you really feel.
It just makes no sense, man. I don't understand where common sense has gone. It's not even common anymmo. I can't even just call it sense. Because it's just dumb stuff happening.
Oh, yeah.
And sense ain't worth shit nowadays. So, you know what I'm saying?
Part.
So, what are you going to do?
That part,
Well, all right, because I know we got to wrap it up in a few, but before we do, I think all of us should give our Super Bowl picks, and then I want to hear Gordon's dad give his take for who's winning the African Cup right now.
We can.
We got to hear that because we talked about it, but we didn't get your pick. We want to get the pick out for the people. We want to hear what you think.
Heard it here first.
Heard it here first. So
right here.
If you want to go Super Bowl real quick, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna say the Green Bay Packers are gonna win the Super Bowl. That's my pick, short and sweet.
I'm gonna go a true underdog. I'm gonna say the Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm gonna go, and I'm just being absurd right now. I'm gonna go Rams, just because I've been bought in all season. Might as well finish strong.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Chiefs and I don't want to say Titans, but I really don't want to say Bills. So I'm going to go Chiefs. I'm going to go Rams, Chiefs. Terrible take, but I'm not picking the Bills. I can't let that happen. So.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not bad.
Guy, what's your pick?
I would not mind seeing that game.
Hey, Green Bay. For me, Green Bay.
There we go.
Straight Green Bay. We're riding the Green Bay train. Yes, sir.
I like it.
Sir, all right. And who's taking home that cup?
Okay, listen. So far, for the again, like I said, the underdogs are like 50% into the eighth finals. However, I don't think that they would cross into the quarterfinals. I think most of the underdogs are going to be pushed out, or they're going to crash out at the 8th finals. And so there are 3-4 teams that I think I'm looking at getting to the finals. There's Cameroon, there's Nigeria, there's Senegal, and I would say Ivory Coast or Egypt, right? But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be either an Ivory Coast or a Cameroon affair, and I'm sticking with Cameroon.
Let's go!
All right,
unbiased, unbiased
I don't
take
see
right
any
here.
biasism in that take. I don't
way.
see no biasism at all in that take. I like it.
None.
You guys got the home
facts.
field advantage right now. You got the. I mean, wouldn't that be great? Winning it in front of your nation, like that would be amazing, right?
I bet that would go insane.
It would be brilliant.
God.
It would be brilliant, and we will be watching the game live, and I will definitely come back on the show to talk about the finals and talk about this and confirm that I was right. Confirm my pick was the right pick.
We gotta love our
it.
we gotta love our local African soccer correspondent on the ground, hitting facts that no one else can.
We got them live, reporting live. Look at that. We everywhere. We in Africa now with it. Come on,
global. Hedgebettor, we're going global.
Oh yeah.
Globally.
There it is.
That's right. And hey, if the whole country's shutting down for just like a tournament, match, if they win, what's gonna go down?
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna go.
What's gonna go down? If that
bonkers.
Well, let me tell you. Let me paint the picture for you guys. The finals is on the 6th, which is a Sunday. So the whole country shuts down. On the 7th, nobody's going to go to work. We're going to be partying from the 6th to 7th.
Party.
Yeah, so 7th. And then on the 11th of February, it's a youth day. It's youth day, so it's a public holiday. So that entire week from the 7th through the 12th, I think, nobody's going to work. It's going to be, we're going to be totally out
straight up week off.
For 1 week.
I love it.
Week
They're
off.
like, woo, we won. Woo. Just be drinking all in the streets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna have to send us some footage of the celebration.
I will actually. I will definitely do that. I'll definitely do that.
Bet. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, honestly, we appreciate you so much coming on. This was awesome. We're so glad we got to talk to you, catch up, talk a little soccer and football. We're here in the trenches at the Hedgebettor studio filming episode 22 on a Saturday. We usually don't do Saturdays, but we wanted to accommodate for our very special guests. We'll be back next week. We hope you guys all enjoy the week of football. We hope for a very great finish to the African Cup. We're rooting for Cameroon. We're all pulling for Cameroon. And hopefully, maybe next time we talk, we'll have a little bit more updates as what's going on and with both NFL and soccer. And we'll recap and we'll catch you guys next week on episode 23 of The Trenches. I want to thank Steve. I want to thank Don Gordon. And I want to thank Gordon's dad for coming on. Big special guest. We really appreciate you. And we look forward to having you back.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. All right, we'll catch you guys next week. Coming at you from Hedgebettor in the Trenches. This is episode 22.
Peace.
Easy.